Over 80% of businesses in America have 0 employees. That's over 30 million people a year running one-person businesses. And the crazy part is majority of them are actually profitable within their first year. And the reason this is actually possible is because of artificial intelligence or AI today. But here's the problem is that most people that want to make money online with AI, they go to YouTube and they find all these videos on how to build automations or build tools with coding tools out there that have came out, and they think that's the way they're going to make all this money today with AI. And the reality is it's probably not. Once you actually start following the advice from some of these people, you realize it's a lot harder than they actually make it out to be. And from my personal experience, you should not need to know how to build an AI app or know how to code with AI or any of these things to actually make money today using AI. All you need to know how to do is sell one service that drives an outcome for whoever you're trying to help. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this with 0 experience, 0 existing clients, and 0 background in tech in order to do this. And I can say this so confidently because I've been doing this since I was 16 years old and documented the entire process on this YouTube channel. And when I started, I had none of these things. Okay, so let's jump into it. So step 1, let's start with what do you actually sell? Okay, and this is what most people get completely wrong, is that you're not supposed to go to businesses and go sell this new tech or this new app you developed for $49 a month. We all know that's probably not going to make you any substantial money. You should be going to businesses and selling an outcome. Okay, so think of how many local businesses are in the United States, but they don't have anyone to pick up the phone from late night Friday all the way to early Monday. And that's because their front desk receptionists are, humans. They have weekends, they take time off, and there's just no one there to really facilitate the process. And think how many people are trying to call in to these businesses within that time frame. And that's the gap you can really capitalize on, especially with how big social media is today and lead generation through it. So let me explain. The 2 services I offer that go hand in hand together to local businesses is number 1, a lead generation social media marketing system on Facebook, on Instagram, on these platforms. It could even be Google, that you generate leads for whatever client you're working with that are people that pretty much raise their hand and say, hey, I want the service you're offering. And service number 2, which goes directly with it, is an AI voice agent caller. Okay, and this AI voice agent caller will call up every single lead that opts in and expresses interest within 60 seconds. Okay, and the reason this is so important is because when you have speed to lead, I think there's a statistic out there that you're 500% more likely to actually convert, the potential lead into an appointment or into a sale if you literally contact them with speed. And the problem is most businesses, and I could say probably about 95+% of businesses, do not have a system in place to combat that. So it's simple. Ads bring in potential leads and customers, and then you have an AI caller that actually calls up, qualifies, has a conversation with this lead, and books them directly into your client's calendar for a sales appointment. And the one thing I'll say here as well is people don't care what you build with AI, and people don't even care, for that matter, if it's AI. All right, they just care about an outcome. And I think that's what people have gone completely wrong on this whole online, business space. Is AI is really not here to be glamorizing and be super, super cool to businesses that see it. They just want an outcome. Okay, and that's usually more appointments, more sales, and more direct revenue through a business and a service that you provide them. So that leads me into step 2, which is who do you actually sell to? And the biggest piece of advice I can give you here is do not go too broad, okay? Don't try to go work with real estate agents, roofers, HVAC companies all at the same time, because chances are you're probably not going to see success with any of them if you try to, put your hands in multiple different buckets. Pick one industry and go all in on it, all right? And I mean go all in like 3 to 6 months, okay? Because a lot of people expect that you should get results with an online business within a few days or a few weeks, and that's the opposite of the case. All right, you can definitely get lucky, and there's people out there who do, but this stuff takes time. And from my own experience, I can tell you over the past 3, almost 4 years, this stuff takes months and years to see any substantial results. And please do not fall for the getting clients fast, getting money fast, getting rich fast. It's not a thing. Okay, that's complete BS. Now, my criteria of industries to choose is ideally local businesses when you're starting out. All right, a lot of people, once they have a lot of experience, they can go work with high ticket online businesses, so like online coaches, info products, education companies. That all can be a great industry to go after if you have experience running an online business. But for most of you, the best case you can do is go after already successful local businesses that are 40, 50, 60-year-old plus business owners that have no clue how to use social media today or AI. And the specific things I look for is, number 1, are they already making money? Okay, so go after an industry that already is ideally making money, and they're not going to be, getting scraps together to just try to afford your service. Number 2 is a high value per customer. All right, when you look at this metric, you don't want to just look at what is the upfront cost of a customer that will go to your client's business. Look at the lifetime value of what an average customer pays your client over their lifetime. Number 3 is I prefer ideally short sales cycles, okay? You don't want to work with a client and get them leads, but they take 6 to 12 months to actually convert into any sort of substantial return financially for your client, which means it takes a long time for your client to justify continuing to pay you. And the last thing I'd look at is, do you have personal connections, okay? This is a super underrated thing I don't think people talk about, but if you have personal connections in any sort of industry out there, you should ideally go with that one, okay? Because number 1, you could maybe get some quick clients that you already know first, and you could probably even just chat with them and talk with them about their industry and what they find is big mistakes that other colleagues of theirs makes that you could maybe come in and fulfill the gap and help with a service like this. And like I said, it's pretty easy clients if you already know the person, and they'll probably give you referrals of other people they know in the industry as well if you do a good job. So once you have your niche down and you understand the industry of clients you want to go after, step 3 is actually understanding the system behind your entire business or your AI agency, which is the business model I kind of coined it as. Everyone thinks it's complicated, but really you need 2 key services and 2 key tools that go hand in hand together. And this is GoHighLevel and it's Retail AI. GoHighLevel I've been using pretty much since I started this YouTube channel. They're probably the best CRM out there for agency owners, and I'll have a link in the top link in the description below for a 30-day free trial and a bunch of resources that you can get access to just directly from me. And then Retail AI, which is the AI voice calling platform out there that makes all the sort of AI caller agents, voice receptionist bots, everything, and you don't need to know how to code to do any of this, okay? You could have Claude or ChatGPT write you the prompts to do so and pretty much upload it into Retail AI, and boom, it's done. And I believe their cost is about 12 cents on the minute. So of every single minute of talk time, it's about 12 cents to talk to a person on the line. And you can compare that to a full-time front desk receptionist at a med spa or a dentistry clinic. It is significantly cheaper. Now, I was actually at Retail AI's headquarters just about a month ago that I met up with the co-founders down in San Francisco, and they, I think, have hands down the best product on the market right now for this. And the cool part about offering AI receptionists alongside paid ads that you do for, on social media for your clients is AI gets better every single day. And there's a quote out there that says, AI is the worst it's ever going to be in history as you're watching this right now, which means as AI gets better, our service inherently gets better as well. But essentially, you're going to use GoHighLevel to set up your entire backend, okay? So for your own agency that you build with this business, you're going to set up your calendar, your funnels, your websites, your appointment reminder automations. Everything's going to be held inside of GoHighLevel in one singular place. And you can also, and I highly recommend, you will also use GoHighLevel for all of your clients as well and make different sub accounts to keep them all organized with their own automations, their own appointment reminders, etc., because you're going to have to connect it with Retail AI inherently. And another tool I want to mention, of course, besides Facebook and Facebook ads, Meta, that's kind of already a given because that's what you're doing for your clients. There's a bunch of guides I already have on my YouTube channel. The last tool is arcads.ai. And arcads.ai is an AI platform you can check out there that literally makes all of your clients' AI ads, or even your ads for that matter, if you run ads for your own business, with a singular 30 to 45 second prompt that ChatGPT or Claude gives you, where it will essentially make a human say whatever you pretty much put in there, and it takes about less than 10 minutes to make. And there's hundreds of different actors on their platform, and it's probably some of the craziest tech I've seen out there. I'll play a quick demo so you can hear it as well.
Are you a real estate agent who is still struggling to get more listings in 2025? In the next 60 seconds, I am going to show you my team, and I are helping over 100 agents like yourself make more money for less work.
With that being said, wrapping up step 3, just making sure your entire backend system is set up and you're aware of the tools needed, which number 1 is GoHighLevel to keep all of your systems, your websites, your funnels, everything organized. That's where everything's going to live for you, really. And then step 2, which of course is Retail AI, which is going to be the platform you build all of your AI receptionists on. 3, which is ArcAds, and then 4, I would say, is Facebook Meta, if you want to include that, because of course that's where you run your ads. And then going into step 4, I highly recommend you set up what's called a full-on client demo, okay? So before you jump on sales calls and you offer the service like this, you want to make sure you have some proof of concept, or you have an idea of what the service actually is going to look like that you can show to your potential clients, okay? So for example, this could be going into Retail AI, building a quick agent, having it call you, and then you take the phone call real quick, take that recording, and then have that on standby when you have all of your sales calls, so you can show in real time how it actually works.
Hi, Julia. I am wanting to talk with a specialist.
Just so I connect you with the right specialist. Are you calling about buying, selling, or general information?
More, I'm looking to buy.
If you are buying, are you focused on Washington, D.C. proper or nearby areas?
And in my agency, sometimes what we do if our clients or our prospects are ever, kind of really skeptical about it, is we will simply just have a retail agent on standby if they are really just not feeling it or they're not confident with it. And we'll have this agent call them live on the sales call that they'll be able to talk to. And this is extremely effective because you can essentially sell your service without actually having to sell. You can have the platform sell it for you. So set up a quick demo account on Retail AI and GoHighLevel, set it all up using all the guidance I give you on this channel, or there'll be a top link in the description below where you can potentially join my private mentorship, which is a high level group I have with people trying to build AI agencies just like this. I'll have that in the top link in the description below. But the next thing that everyone probably wants to know is, Carson, how do you actually get clients for this service? And there are three main ways out there that you can actually get clients, okay? Number one is paid ads. And this is my personal all-time favorite. It's what I do inside of my own AI agency today. And this is where you run ads on social media, Facebook and Instagram, to real estate agents in the entire US or whatever industry you're going after, and you present your offer and your service on a quick ad. It could be an image ad, or you could use a video ad like Arc Ads to help you with it. And what's great about this is not only is this very predictable because you can control your spend and how many appointments you want to get per day based on your appointment cost and how much it costs for you to spend on advertising to generate a sales call, but also when these prospects have jumped on the call with you on the sales call, they've almost already been indoctrinated that your service works, because what you do for yourself and running your own ads to get clients, you're essentially doing for them too. So the first question you can ask them on the call if they're ever skeptical is, hey, John, how did you get on this call? Oh, I saw an ad out there by you. Okay, great, exactly. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing for you, and that's how we know what we're doing. And that's a great example to show to your potential clients that you already know what you're doing in your service before you even help them yet. And method number two is outreach. All right, so this is like manual outreach on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, cold emails, cold calls, the really, really hard, long stuff that I had to start out with when I was 16 years old. And this is what you do if you have no money to your name, okay? And I mean, you have $0 in your bank account, you want to close clients, you're 15 years old and you can't get a job, and you have to figure out a way to get money. Outreach is what you do, okay? And that's essentially where you just get scrappy and you figure out a way to get in front of people and present your offer and your service. And method number three is organic content to get clients. And this is super underrated and I see no one talk about. Just like you're watching this organic video right here on YouTube, you could make YouTube videos just like this or Instagram Reels to target people in your specific niche. And you start to build an audience of your ideal customers that listen to what you have to say and how AI is important and whatnot, and they want to work with you and they want your help to essentially implement what you talk about into their business. And if you're thinking here, well, Carson, I have no experience of what I'm talking about, you would be surprised, okay? If you're under the age of 30, even 40 years old, you've grown up with tech, okay? And these older business owners that are probably actually successful, they don't understand this stuff, right? We're more tapped in as younger people with the algorithm than anyone else, and you should use this to your advantage. But overall, when it comes to getting clients, I recommend hands down to do paid ads, all right? And I know it's risky. You essentially have to gamble. It's like educated gambling, and you want to put aside a budget like $1,000 or $2,000 initially, I would say at least, to try to get that first client through ads that you run to, of course, get enough sales calls to close that client. And this budget that you put here, you want to be okay losing it, all right? I see a lot of people online saying you should spend your last dollar and you should hope and almost guarantee to yourself it works. Sometimes it doesn't, okay? It's like essentially a gamble. There's no guarantee behind running ads or advertising, but if you do it correctly and you find a system that works, you can scale it very, very simply by just upping the spend inside the ads manager. And then outreach is one of those tools you do when you have no money to your name. And if you're sitting here and you're like, Carson, I want to just do outreach until I get my first client and I have money to my name or I'm able to get a job, all right? If you want to do paid ads and you're sitting here and you don't have money, get a job. I know it's the hard truth that no one wants to tell you, but trust me, it's going to save you more time probably than you having to spend 10, 12 hours a day cold calling and most likely not getting results initially. And that's honestly why most people quit online business in the first place. And then lastly, this leads me to step 6, which is actually closing the deal and showing up on the sales call, offering the service we've talked about here and closing the deal. And the first thing I like to say when it comes to closing deals and the advice I give is don't show up trying to be a salesperson, okay? People can hear the commission breath is what you call it with closers or salespeople. You can hear it in your voice or you can see it almost in your eyes if someone's trying to sell you on something and they're really unauthentic about it, and they really don't care about you. They just want money, all right? Don't come at it with that angle. Come at it with the angle on a sales call of you actually wanting to help them and be a problem solver. Figure out what's going wrong in the prospect's business you're speaking to and figure out if you can actually provide a service that helps them. And And the 3-step framework I follow here is number 1, you're going to go through what's called a discovery. Okay. So the start of the sales call, you're going to kind of have some small talk, get to know the person, and then you're going to get directly into a bunch of questions for them. Okay. You want to frame it as, hey, look, I'm just going to ask you some questions before we start here to make sure this would actually be a fit. I don't want to go through my entire service and show you everything we do without making sure this would actually work or make sense. Okay. So I'm going to quickly give me the 180 of your business, or, just the rundown of how things are going, boom, go through the pros, go through the cons, and ask a bunch of questions for them that will invoke almost like pain points that you can help hopefully and solve. And then you're going to head right into, after the question phase and the discovery phase, you're going to go right into your actual process, okay, of what you have to offer in your service, and hopefully go through on maybe like a lucid chart deck or a slide deck, or maybe even just like a Google document, whatever it is, how you want to present your service and what you do with deliverables, you want to show that to them. And then the last phase is you're going to actually close them. And that's what your pitch is. Okay. That's where you offer your pricing. And again, for an AI agency offer, I recommend you could charge as low as, $3,000 for 90 days, all the way up to 10K plus for a 90-day service, depending on how much sales experience you have. Okay. In my agency, I charge $15,000 to $25,000 completely upfront. And that just works for me. But I also have a lot of experience in the game. So, whatever you're comfortable with, you can charge, and do your own due diligence on your call or for your service based on whatever you're confident with. Then you send the payment link on call, you hopefully close the deal, you handle objections, and you get them onboarded, and you have an onboarding call that you have scheduled in your calendar, literally 24 hours to 48 hours right after that call. You want to close the gap between them maybe getting cold feet or churning before it even happens. But overall, that's the entire process of how I would start an AI agency today and sell AI agents to local businesses. And I hope you found this video valuable, because this is what's taken me 3, almost 4 years to learn on this YouTube channel. So I highly recommend, taking action what I said here today. Feel free. There's going to be a top link in the description below if you want mentorship directly from me, one-on-one, to start your own AI agency. You get to talk directly with me. This is not like you're talking with some random coach or something like that that's hired into a program. You get to get mentored directly from me for your own AI agency. There'll be a link in the description below where you can apply for this. And overall, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment your favorite part of this or any questions you have. I reply to all comments on this YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.